Just 7:15. Welcome back to BT Vancouver. Thanks for joining us this morning. A Canadian is among 8 people who died in a plane crash in the Philippines. Global Affairs has confirmed a medical transport plane burst into flames while attempting to take off from Manila's airport. The flight was bound for Tokyo. It was carrying 6 Filipino crew, the Canadian and an American. No one survived. Officials are looking into what caused the crash. Starting today, the federal government's new domestic travel restrictions take effect in a further push to try and stop the spread of COVID-19. Under the new rules, anyone showing symptoms of COVID-19 will not be allowed on domestic flights or intercity trains. A company in Quebec hopes to have a COVID-19 vaccine ready for testing as early as this summer.
That might even be the perfect vaccine, is something that prevents you from getting sick, but still allows you to be naturally exposed so that you get the benefits of both the vaccine and natural immunity.
A vaccine can usually take 18 to 24 months before it is completely developed and ready to be used on humans. But one biopharmaceutical company is hoping to have a vaccine candidate against COVID-19 ready by the summer.
This is really remarkably fast. It's, a couple of weeks, and, we have something in our hands that is a potential vaccine.
Medicago, based in Quebec City, has successfully produced a virus-like particle of the coronavirus 20 days after receiving the virus gene. The research team is focusing on targeting a specific part of the virus by using plant-based technologies.
That process, because it's a recombinant process, is really fast, right? We're not growing viruses. We're not adapting a virus to growth in tissue cultures or eggs. We just insert the genetic information into the cells of the leaves of these plants.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced that Canada would invest an additional $25.8 million in COVID-19 research. Quebec also announced that it would contribute $7 million to help Medicago with the progress of the vaccine. With this aid, Medicago is hoping to move quickly to clinical trials.
If the regulators and the ethics committees agree with us that this is likely to be a safe vaccine, then we may be in early human clinical studies as early as this summer. And we will go as fast as we possibly can.
But although they're racing to create the safest vaccine, scientists will most probably have to test the product in mice and monkeys first. But because of the urgency, Ward says they'll have to test in different animals and different populations simultaneously to offer to those at higher risk.
And right now, those are healthcare workers. If we go back to work, it'll be daycare workers, teachers, but also, and probably most importantly, old people.
In Montreal, Melina Jubilaro, City News.
7:19 here on BT. Several photographers in Alberta are getting creative with their neighbors in self-isolation. Courtney Theriault has this story.
So this is a portrait, P-O-R-C-H-R-A-I-T, instead of a regular portrait.
Well, most of us are now observing the world through a screen. Jeff Woodward is still doing so through a lens.
Awesome. And then on the count of 3.
The Edmonton photographer has been connecting with families online, offering to snap their picture from a safe distance.
There's no sort of pre-planning. You sort of show up, and so there's some fun technical challenges with it, as well as the chance to still have some social interaction. Pretty cool camera, isn't it?
The idea inspired by similar open-air studio sessions from across the globe.
We don't have a lot going on right now, so it's something fun to do. And
today's studio models say it's a fun diversion and an important keepsake.
The kids will remember this probably for their whole life, the time that we stayed home from school for so long. So then we'll have like a nice, happy memory of it.
Each house presents a unique tale, starting with Woodward's very first shoot.
And it was a baby who had been born prematurely at the end of February and has been in quarantine her entire life. So I got to take her first portraits.
Woodward is also helping to raise money for kids' soccer and the food bank. It's all in an effort to make the most of the situation.
When we were kids going to the Sears studio or a photographer coming out to a family gathering and doing those photos, and memorialize this time in a fun way and a way that's just a little different than the selfie on the iPhone.
In Edmonton, Courtney Theriault, City News.
Such a nice story. Thank you so much, Courtney. 7:21 here on Breakfast Television. It's a mixed start to the week for stocks. Mike Epple joins us after the break with a look at the markets.